Welcome to a reader's guide curated by Books Are Periscopes, a quick look at the author, ideas, and impact of The Splendid and the Vile by Erik Larson. In this short guide, we'll cover the author, the book's historical focus and main themes, two memorable quotes, how readable it is, what critics thought of the book, and whether it might be the right book for you. Let's get started. If history is the story of how people endure the unendurable, then Erik Larson's The Splendid and the Vile might just be one of its finest chapters. Erik Larson is one of America's most successful narrative historians. A journalist by training, he's known for transforming complex historical events into compelling, character-driven stories. The Splendid and the Vile zeroes in on Winston Churchill's first year as Prime Minister, and may be his most intimate book yet. This is not a sweeping military history. The Splendid and the Vile offers a ground-level portrait of Britain's darkest hour, from May 1940 to May 1941, when the country stood alone against Nazi Germany, and when leadership was the only defense left. But this isn't just about Churchill. It's about the people around him, his inner circle, his family, and how they lived through a year of bombings, impossible decisions, and emotional strain. Larson's theme is clear. Leadership isn't just about command. It's about character, clarity, and endurance. Here's Larson describing the menacing paradox of life in London during the Blitz. With the Germans' shift to night raids, life in London became compressed into the hours of daylight, which as autumn advanced, began to shrink with a dreadful ineluctability, all the faster because of the city's northern latitude. The raids generated a paradox. The odds that any one person would die on any one night were slim, but the odds that someone, somewhere in London, would die were 100%. Safety was a product of luck alone. One young boy, asked what he wanted to be when he grew up, a fireman or pilot or such, answered, alive. And if that offers a wide-angle view of London, Larson also brings us into Churchill's most private sphere, placing us in his bedroom to witness the moment he made a decision that would help determine the course of the war. Randolph walked into his father's bedroom at Admiralty House and found him standing before a wash basin and mirror, shaving. Randolph was home on leave from the 4th Queen's Own Hussars, Churchill's old regiment, in which Randolph now served as an officer. "Sit down, dear boy, and read the papers while I finish shaving," Churchill told him. After a few moments, Churchill made a half-turn toward his son. "I think I see my way through," he said. He turned back to the mirror. Randolph understood that his father was talking about the war. The remark startled him, he recalled, for he himself saw little chance that Britain could win. "Do you mean that we can avoid defeat?" Randolph asked. "Or beat the bastards?" At this, Churchill threw his razor into the basin and whirled to face his son. "Of course I mean we can beat them," he snapped. "Well, I'm all for it," Randolph said, "but I don't see how you can do it." Churchill dried his face. "I shall drag the United States in." These moments give you a feel for Larson's pace, grounded, lyrical, and rich in primary detail. Larson writes for the general reader. There's no academic clutter, just gripping storytelling shaped by diaries, memos, and first-hand accounts. If you're new to World War II history, this is an excellent entry point. And if you've read plenty, you'll still find something fresh in how Larson handles mood, memory, and the psychology of wartime leadership. It's a great choice for readers who love nonfiction that reads like a novel but doesn't trade depth for drama. And what did critics think of The Splendid and the Vile? Let's see. Writing for NPR, Michael Schaub said, "It's a sprawling, gripping account of Winston Churchill's first year as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, and it's nearly impossible to put down." In an article for the New York Times, Candace Millard opined, "Through the remarkably skillful use of intimate diaries as well as public documents, some newly released, Larson has transformed the well-known record of 12 turbulent months into a book that is fresh, fast, and deeply moving." And in the Times, Robbie Millen's verdict was, "A particularly gripping read, written with bounce and brio. Larson pulls together vivid vignettes, some moving, some amusing, a few grim, to create a collage of what it was like to be alive in Britain at this time, and especially what it was like to be around Churchill." What's the verdict from Books Are Periscopes? We believe The Splendid and the Vile is one of the most emotionally resonant books ever written about leadership under fire, without mythologizing Churchill or glossing over the cost. If this book speaks to you, Larson's other works, like Dead Wake or In the Garden of Beasts, offer equally gripping windows into moments of looming crisis. For a deeper dive into the ideas and stories behind The Splendid and the Vile, including our own original departures from the book, don't miss our full episode. And if you'd like more short guides like this one, make sure to subscribe. See you next time on Books Are Periscopes.